Okay, well I don't know if the quality's any good, but hopefully it will be. So I'm putting copper contacts on my bobbins before I wind them, because I can't put it on when the windings are on, because I can't wrap the tape around because of the wire. I almost forgot to put it on. Actually I'm just checking, the quality doesn't look too bad actually. So, right, I'm alive anyway, so what I've got to do, oh, it says my stream helps good. Well, I haven't changed nothing, so it must be my ISP that throttles my. It must be my internet provider that usually throttles me or something, because I haven't really changed anything. But right, so I've got my ferrite cores in the bobbins. These are the secondaries, and I made an adapter so I can just put it on and clamp it down and wind it. But I've got to put the copper tape on there first, because it makes it easier for me when I can solder my wires straight onto the copper tape, you see. And it's a bit fiddly getting this off. I was going to go and wind them, and then I realised I forgot to do this. So I've got to be careful, because these ferrite cores are actually conductive. So there must be a lot of iron in them. There's a lot of iron in them, so I've got to make sure I don't touch the copper. I mean the ferrite with the copper tape. I'll show you what I mean actually. These particular ferrite cores are not really suitable for winding wires directly onto them with, especially for high voltage, if you see what I mean. Hang on, it's not connecting, that's strange. That's weird. This one's not shorting out. Some of the earlier ones I tested did. That's odd. Hang on, let me check a higher range on my meter. Oh yeah, I've got a reading of about about 1K. 800 ohms. Oh, hang on, what is that? No, it's 1.5, 1.1K, it depends where I move my probe, but this is what I'm saying. I mean, look at this, this is ridiculous. Look at these ferrite cores, right? When I put it on here, don't think you see my meter. I'm watching a delay on the camera right now. Oh, you can't see demo. That should work. Right, watch what happens when I put my probe on these ferrite cores. Oh, you should be able to see this. Right, look at this. Right, so we've actually got quite a bit of conductivity of these cores. Can't even see what I'm looking at actually. I'm on the 2K range, so yeah. Right, so yeah, I've got to watch I don't get the I've got to watch I don't get the copper tape on there because it'll short everything out. So as long as I've got a gap, I'll be fine. That was quite close really, so I'm just gonna check a bit off here because alright, that's one done. But some of the ones I tested earlier actually read a few ohms, so I think some of these cores must be slightly different. Don't matter though, really. It's you see, the way I've got it arranged, all of these bobbins are a fraction smaller in the diameter, the width, than the toroids are, so they're slightly narrower, so that all of these toroids will literally touch. If you hear on there, they're touching on this side, they're touching. So that way I've got good magnetic coupling when they come together, because obviously toroids are meant to wind wires around them that way normally, but I'm using these as to expand my diameter. And what am I doing? Finish doing this one. So yeah, because looking on the internet, I can't really buy. I can't find any large ferrite cores that are wide enough. You see, so I've had to use toroids. And I think if the ones that are wide enough are expensive, very expensive. They're not cheap, but I got a bag full of these quite cheaply, so it's ideal for testing. My camera's a bit off, isn't it? I don't know if that's better. That's not too bad. Yeah. Right. The quality is not too bad really. I'm getting bad video settings from YouTube. It's not me, it's YouTube. They've just been a pain. I can't do nothing about it. I'm sending 5 frames per second out, you see, because I reduced it because I don't really have the bandwidth to send 25 frames per second out. That was a bit close as well. How the heck? It's about a millimetre gap. I just don't want it too close because the solder might bulge over the edge, you see, when I solder the wires on. So right, so that's 2 done. Got these 2 ready to wind. I made this copper a little bit long actually, a little bit too long, but it'll be fine. Well, I can get a knife afterwards and just trim that middle bit out. There's a bit that's on where the wires wrap. You know, in theory, when I build this thing, if it works quite well, if you look, I could actually put two of these side by side and they would assist each other, because if one's pulling on one side, it would be pushing on this side. And I could build these in a bank of four, for example. I was thinking about that because the spacings are exactly the same between that one and that one, and this one and this one, and this sideways. So the spacings are the same. But let's just hope the first one works. Oh. Well, this live stream is going to be quite short because I've got to disappear in the other room in a minute to wind these, but there's a split, there's a slot, I should say, a slot in the bobbins where the wires go in, so that it holds the wires quite securely. Well, I'm putting the tape directly over that slot right now, so I've got to open it up again with a knife. So basically now I've got all four of these ready. Well, they're not ready completely. What I've got to do is get my knife and I've got to go in that slot and that's it, put my knife in, open it up so I can put the wire in. Like that. So the wire literally just goes in that slot and then it holds it in place for later on when I want to solder it on. But this tape that's on the inside, I'll trim it off when I finish doing these slots anyway. Right. Oh, I'm a bit stiff actually. Now, if I go around the inside and just trim that off with my knife, one. The yellow knife's a lot sharper than the black one, so I'm using the black one just to push that off. ready. Probably won't do any harm wrapping wires around this, but remember copper is acts as an inductor, so if I've got too much copper where I don't really want it, it could effectively cause a load on the coil, and it could cause an inductive short. So I just want enough on there that, well, obviously because the copper's running in this direction, it's gonna conduct a small amount of power through it, isn't it? Even though it's just a tiny amount. That's 3 done. All I want to pick up the inductive reactance is the windings, really, not the copper tape. Bits of copper everywhere. Right, all of them are ready. They solder quite well actually. These are the actuator bobbins I did earlier, and as you can see I soldered them. Yeah, you can see that I soldered them. Worked quite well. At the moment I'll 3D printing some more of these because I want some taller ones as well, because I've got some extra I have some extra magnet concentrics which I can, if I want to, add to the centre to be either side of my coil that goes in the middle. So I could add these on to try out, so that these two concentrics would be in the centre, sort of, yeah. But I don't have to have them on yet. It's just for something to experiment with later. But I've got more magnets today, so I put them together ready. So these are the ones which are the right length of these, and the ones I'm 3D printing at the moment are basically that bit extra long. So to accommodate these just hold everything straight so it doesn't fall off, you know. Right, okay, I'm ready to wind these now, so I've got to disappear. Actually, I'm going to pick up this bit of all this copper stuff that's lying around here, because I don't want that shorting anything out. I'm just going to use a bit of tape to pick it all up. Why is that one not coming? That's odd. Oh, it's the sticky stuff. Right. Oops. I think I've got all of that. Anyway, I'm probably going to be doing testing probably later today or today sometime. I don't know what time, but I have to kill the stream for a bit because I've got to go and wind this in the other room. Just got bits everywhere. Right, so these are my two primary actuator coils and my pillars, and I've got another set of these concentrics. There's another 4 of them. If I need them. So, all in all though, there's 8 if I need them. There's a lot there, including those 4 in there. So, these are basically just magnets around a toroid. Alternative poles, so it's basically pointing inwards, north, south, north, south, north, south, all the way around. So, yeah, and I've got holes on the back to push the magnets out if I need to get them out. But I'll stack them like that for now. Keeps them all together. And these are less space on that table as well. Anyway, I'll probably be back a bit later. Yeah.